I'm set up at the hill climb stand. A couple days ago when I was out hunting right at dark, there was a borderline shooter buck that chased 3 doe through here. Oh, there's a deer. I wasn't fast enough to get the camera on him. Big dark bodied deer. About 150 yards away. Gonna make this quick. I've already seen 4 doe walking in, 2 different groups of them. So the deer are moving. I won't be able to hear them coming. It's been raining for a couple days. Little bit of a temperature drop. Should be a pretty good night. 4:15, 4 o'clock, I had 3 doe come across through my food plot heading into a bedding area. And then one of them hung up in the food plot, stopped to get a bite to eat. And about 5 minutes ago, another fawn came out into the food plot. So there's 2 of them out there feeding right now. .4:30. I just had that big doe sneak in behind me. She popped out at like 15 yards before I seen her. Still have 2 doe out in the middle food plot. Shaping up to be a really good night. .455. What a wild night. There are doe everywhere. I've literally had doe 360 degrees around me. Six o'clock. Just had 2 different doe in 2 different directions come out. Nothing close to me. Went about an hour without seeing anything. That's the end of this hunt. Another fun night. Pile of doe. No antlers. Talk to you on the next hunt. It's October 23rd. I'm out behind the house on my first morning sit this season. It's 34 degrees. Have a light frost. About 15 minutes ago, I had a really nice buck walk right by me, like 15 yards away, and I could see his white antlers even in the dark. Then I had a couple other deer come through that I couldn't put heads on. Oh, there's a buck right here. Little buck. .8:30. A little after 7 this morning. I was doing my morning interview. Had that little spike walk in right to 10 yards. He obviously heard me talking, whips his head up, looks right at me. After that, it's been pretty slow. 8 o'clock, I seen 2 or 3 doe back in the big swamp. And then 5 minutes ago, I just seen another doe over there in the same area, just up browsing around. It appears that all the deer were headed back to bed right at sunup. I thought with this cold morning they'd be running a little late and maybe I'd get a crack at one. Oh well, it's a beautiful morning. One of those mornings you just don't want to miss. 10:45. Deer just aren't moving. It's been over 2 hours since the last deer sighting. I'm gonna slowly pack up, sneak back to the house, check the weather, and wait for my daughter to get home, and we'll be back out tonight somewhere. Talk to you then. Change of plans. My daughter just called. She's not gonna make it home in time to hunt this evening. So, we're gonna have hot, stagnant weather the rest of this week. So I'm gonna run out behind the house, make a loop, check trail cameras real quick. And if I got any cool pictures or find some hot sign, I'll show it to you right now. Okay guys, I'm on the big piece of public land now. I'm about a half mile deep. And this is where I was planning on hunting tonight, but on my way here, I decided I'm just gonna blow this area up. I'm gonna make like a couple mile loop and just scout the whole area and then come back from now until the end of season and throw a couple hunts at it. But I'm standing at the spot I was planning on hunting tonight. There's like a little mound behind me that usually has a half dozen scrapes on it and big rubs. And this year there's nothing. There's some really old historic rubs here. And that's about it. I would have been really bummed out if I was gonna hunt here tonight. So I'm gonna keep working on my loop. I'll show you if I find anything. This is the second spot I wanted to check. There's always a big rub line down this ridge. There's still oaks dropping back here. Huge signpost rub. Okay, I just picked a tree here. Cherry and a maple. It is wide open hardwoods right here. All of those rubs that I just showed you are right on the edge of that ridge. There's several oak trees over here dropping nuts. There's a cornfield over this way about 200 yards away. And there's a ravine right there. Across that ravine, I already scouted it, and there's like zero sign. So I'm guessing those deer are coming out of the corn, crossing the ridge, and coming down through here. And then in the evenings, there's a huge swamp over that way. So I'm guessing in the evenings, they're coming out of that swamp, coming down this ridge, and looping into the cornfield. That's my theory. I don't know how well you could see that, but that is creeping buttercup. An awesome food source for whitetails. They typically don't start eating it till like late October, and they'll eat it till next spring. It has a yellow flower on it. I believe it's around August or so when it flowers out. Let me give you a close-up. That right there. Those big rubs and oak trees are a couple 100 yards back behind me. I'm walking the edge of the swamp now, trying to see if I can find where this buck's coming in and out of here. And I might have just found it. I can see a big rub up there, like 30 yards away. That's not a fresh rub. It's another old rub, but it's very possible another buck's still using this same spot. You have marsh, hemlock, big swamp, hemlock bog, hardwoods. There are so many edges meeting up right here. I expected to find a little better buck sign here. I'm gonna pick a tree here somewhere. I'm about 2 miles deep. This is one of my rifle, bear, and deer hunting spots. It's always been a good spot to me. I've always dreamed about hiking all the way back here to archery hunt. I've never done it, but this might be the season to give it a try. It's a beautiful spot. Up here, I guess it'd be to my right, is a bunch of scattered ag fields that runs north to south for miles both directions. This would be in front of me. There's kind of a little bit of a bench here. It's not like real defined, but I mean there's like a historic deer highway that runs it. Down the hill here is a hemlock bog that the deer rarely seem to ever go through. And then beyond that's a huge swamp that runs north to south for miles both directions. Then behind me is open, beautiful hardwoods. There's quite a few oak trees still dropping nuts through there. Four o'clock. Wish I had my climber and all of my gear. That was some hot buck sign. Big rubs. There's like 6 or 8 scrapes in a 20-yard diameter area. Rubs going to and from the bedding out in the swamp. It looks really good. Bad thing is it's about a 1.5 mile walk with no trails to get to it. I have to cross a couple creeks, a marsh, a hemlock bog. I mean, it will not be easy, but definitely a buck back here that I'd be more than happy to put a tag on. Biggest rubs I found this season. So that's the end of this video.